I thought I'd do a chatty video today. Haven't really done one in a while, and I thought I'd just be honest. And talk about how I'm having a sad girl summer. And it's not something I'm doing for attention or just a video. Generally, how I feel. I think a lot of people hide their feelings on social media. I think a lot of people, if they're going through a bad time, they tend to just post and not address it. And what you see on Instagram is the highlights reel of someone's life. They're trying to sell you products. They are putting across they have this perfect life. So you buy stuff from them. And I think there is a few reasons why I kind of feel a bit sad that I'll talk through. But before I do that, I really like and enjoy making the philosophical content on my channel. It just sadly doesn't trend because you have to remember when I post videos, it's do that 1,000 people that have subscribed like that content? And if those 1,000 people don't like it, my video won't get shown anywhere else. And I'm really proud of those videos. I'm proud of the video, Your Life Isn't Broken, they just have a product to sell. And I'm really proud of the videos discussing how I think there is a conservative leaning towards the algorithms at the moment. And I think they're like my best work and they don't trend. That's maybe part of it as well, is that I keep trying to pivot and YouTube does not let you pivot. The people watching my content still want the dating content. Even though I've come out and said I've never had a relationship, people still want the dating content. That's what they've signed up to, and I get it. I'm trying to mix at the moment with doing videos that I really enjoy and I think are helpful to people, and try and mix it with the rage bait, which I know I need to do to keep my channel going. But I knew this sadness would come back because it always does, no matter what I do. The sadness always comes back, and I think when I was busy before with all the housing dilemma, I couldn't feel sad because I was so busy and there was so much to do. And this always happens to me in my life when I become settled and when, say, my housing is fine and I don't have to worry about where to live. And then when I left my job, I've started to feel my feelings again. And I'm kind of having a bit of a sad girl summer, unfortunately, where I feel kind of sad quite a lot of the time. And I didn't really understand why until I watched a video from Chelsea at the Financial Diet. I really like her channel discussing female finance, and she has a similar take to me, that having a man is not going to be your safety net. It's not going to be your financial safety for the rest of your life. She's all about keeping your finances separate, having your own money, always having a fund, because you cannot rely on a man to love you forever. You always need some kind of safety fund in case they fall out of love with you. And that's kind of what I preach anyway here. And she had a guest on called Melanie. And Melanie was talking about how between the ages of 35 and 40 is when a woman is at her most vulnerable. This is the age where women start to panic about their biological clock. They start to panic about not having children. And this is when women can fall into relationships with men that are not right for them. Men can pick up when women are desperate. They can pick up when women are desperate for love. They can pick up when women are desperate for a relationship. And sadly, you'll find these kind of men that will use women, and especially if you're a woman with money. It's not really something I have to really worry about at the moment, but especially if you have a lot of money as a female, the term she used was hobosexual. And it's those type of men that don't have a career, don't have anything going on in their life, and they specifically seek out these women as a means of financial support. And she says you're really vulnerable at this age. They prey on women that are driven and financially successful, and they know they can manipulate us. They know they can manipulate us by dangling the carrot of a child, almost like a transactional relationship of offering a child, and in return you can house this man. I was just trying to work out why I was feeling this way, and of course it is, and I'm going to mention the P word if that annoys you, patriarchy, but it is the patriarchy telling women to have children. And if you haven't had a child and you're in that 35 to 40 bracket and you haven't had a child, all your feelings will come up. All your feelings will come up because you know this is your last chance. And then you'll see someone like Anne Hathaway have a baby at 43. And I know there are outliers. I know there are women that do have children over 40, and I know it is possible. But you still feel in this really vulnerable window of this is my last chance, especially if you've always dreamed of having 2 children. I think most women dream of having at least 2 children. And especially in this age, you kind of think maybe 2 is not achievable now. Maybe, and you have to think maybe I should just hope for 1 now. Maybe hoping for 2 children is unrealistic. Maybe I should just hope for 1. Maybe I should just not hope at all. And I think there is something in it. Sounds nihilistic, but just not hoping for anything. The only way I've got through things is from being like, okay, let's just not hope for a husband. Let's just not hope for children. Let's just go into it thinking I'm never going to meet anyone ever. And there is some kind of comfort in that because you're not in this perpetual waiting zone of waiting for a man. And I have found comfort in that, of almost not wanting what I want. I've done everything. I've tried not looking. I've tried looking. I've tried walking around in a permanent state of gratitude, even going down to the littlest things of thank you for having a washing machine that works, thank you for having a fridge that works. But it doesn't really take away what's always going to be there. And this is what's always been my problem, is that it's always there. It never goes away, whatever I do, no matter how distracted I become, no matter how many videos I make, it's always there. And I think before I've always just been really busy, so I haven't really felt it. And I know for me, people always say to me, like in the comments, like, you need to go to therapy. But I don't think I do, because I know that I just need money and friends. I don't need to go to therapy. I did therapy once when I was at university, and it was honestly a waste of time because I was just sitting across this lady and she was like, why are you unhappy? And I was like, I'm unhappy because I don't have a boyfriend. And I would just sit and stare at a wall for long periods of time. I just generally wouldn't know what to say because that was the only reason I was unhappy, is because I didn't have a boyfriend. No amount of me going to therapy is going to change that. No amount of me paying someone to listen to me is going to change the fact that I didn't meet anyone. So I see it as like a waste of time. It's even when you see people that go on these endless spiritual retreats, you're only going to get like a temporary reprieve. All these modalities I see, like I don't know, obviously I haven't been to them, but like the Hoffman process and all of this, you're going to feel good for maybe a week or so, or even if you take ayahuasca or something, but then your problems are still going to come back. It's just a temporary solution to your problems. And this for me is, it's always going to be the undercurrent of whatever I do, is that I didn't meet anyone. I think people sadly just bullshit themselves into thinking that these retreats and courses are going to undo years of trauma, years of therapy. And sadly, I don't think they are. This is a slight tangent, but I was also thinking the other day, I made that video on how to meet rich men, which was basically have a brand and put it on the internet and then you get eyeballs on you. That was like the gist of the video. I also think if you want to meet rich men, just literally go around all these like healing modalities that you see, it'll only work if you have money. But if you go to, say, like the Hoffman process, or what's the other one? Like Wim Hof, you will meet rich men that way. They'll be fucked up, but you'll meet rich men that way. And I think people trauma bond. If you're spending a week with someone and maybe you're going on an ayahuasca trip and you go through that process with a man, he will trauma bond with you because you've gone through that together. And simply being in close proximity to someone, I reckon there's loads of people that end up meeting their partner through that. And I think it's a bit dangerous. Like when people go to AA, and I know when you go to AA, you're not supposed to get with people for a year. But Mel was saying that when she went to AA or for some kind of addiction problems, she was saying every time you go to those kind of spaces, the men constantly hit on the women. So I think maybe they should just do single sex therapy sessions, because if you put people in any type of healing modality, they're going to start trauma bonding with each other. They're going to start hooking up. They're going to start thinking, oh yeah, let's end up together. We've trauma bonded over our ayahuasca trip. Let's get married. That's sadly what you're going to find, is people just literally trauma bonding with each other. I mean, I've read enough psychology wise, but I don't really teach you like the dark side of stuff, but there are ways such as mirroring someone's childhood trauma being the solution to that. You can fix their inner child wound. You can manipulate men in that way, but I don't really teach that on the internet because I don't really think that works. I don't really think karma wise it's a good thing to do. I think if you're manipulating a man ultimately into being with you, I don't think it's energetically the best way to go. But maybe you could say you could go to one of these modalities and just ask why they're there. And you could say, oh yeah, I'm there for that too. And then try and trauma bond with a man. That there are ways to do it, but I don't really teach that on my channel because I feel like karma wise, that's not a great way to be. But yeah, I was just thinking that the other day. That is how you will meet rich men, is if you go on these like healing modality courses. But sadly, you need money to do that. So I am screwed, and instead I just vent my pain to a Canon N50 instead. Okay, let's go back to this idea of being vulnerable. In a way, it has helped. Hearing Mel talk about it has helped me realize that what I'm feeling and going through is completely normal and natural. And it's a reaction to patriarchy. It's a reaction to the societal expectation of having a child. It's the reaction to going your own way as a female and living a path that not many people live. And it's just all a reaction to that. It's a reaction to living the unknown. Even when I was at my corporate job, I felt worse because I was one of the few single people there. Everyone had children. I was one of the few single people there. I was doing my side hustle. And I kind of felt really alone because no one was walking down the same path that I was walking down. And I felt so alone because I had obviously no YouTube friends to talk about YouTube with. It's literally just me doing it on my own. And it kind of gets tiring, and it kind of gets to a point where you're just overthinking every intro you do, you're overthinking every title you put out, you're overthinking every thumbnail you put out. And I'm just having a bit of a sad girl summer, unfortunately. And I kind of know that I get periods where I'm down and then I pick myself up. I think it's because generally, like, I don't know why I'm laughing, but basically, nothing I want in life ever happens. If I ask out a boy that I like, they never like me back. If I go for a job, I don't get it. If I want to blow up a YouTube, it doesn't happen. I have to laugh because everything, oh, and then having children hasn't happened. I have to laugh because everything I wanted in life or want just does not happen. And I think that's why I'm having like a sad girl summer, is because nothing I wanted happened for me. No matter how hard I try, it just doesn't happen. I just have to live with the notion that what is meant for you will not pass you by. And that is what I have taken from tarot readings, is that generally what is meant for you will not pass you by. You don't have to chase for anything. I generally think what is meant for you will come to you, especially in love. I mean, you can chase for stuff in business, I think, but I think with regards to love, it's the one area of your life where you just can't chase it. You just have to let it be up to divine forces or whatever is out there. I just want to talk about one other thing, which I don't think it's enough for a video. I generally feel that if you are a light worker, or you consider yourself as a light worker, usually these people are alone or celibate for long periods of time. For some reason, light workers don't tend to couple up with people. It seems to all be mission driven and about the mission. And the thing is, I didn't really sign up for this. It's generally such a hard path to walk, and I would not wish it on anyone. Some people believe, don't they, in spirituality, that you choose your life from birth, and you choose your journey. I don't think I believe that, but in the same way, I'm probably supposed to do this and be single. It's not something I wanted to do, but I'm just like making lemonade out of lemons in a way. Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.